If you're looking to purchase a home, one of the most common first steps that many people put in their contract is to do a property inspection. And as a footnote, in the 2021 real estate market, sometimes people are waiving inspections because of the hot market and they don't want to lose out on a property. Even if you have a availability to do an inspection, you may want to do it a different way. Instead of hiring a property inspector, so to speak, you may want to actually just hire an actual contractor or a number of contractors. And here's the reason why. Property inspectors, by definition, in some states, aren't required to have really any kind of license beyond just a business license. Sometimes they don't have to really know anything about real estate or construction or electrical or plumbing. They can just say, I'm a property inspector. Sometimes they have to take a course, but they're not going to have the same level of knowledge as an actual contractor in those various industries. In some cases, they're very underqualified. We've seen, dozens and dozens of property inspections over the years that have missed very large defects in a property. Could be roofing, could be structural, could be electrical, could be plumbing, because nobody's going to have all the knowledge. Even if you had a general contractor that knows a lot about different things, they may miss some specific things on electrical or plumbing. So one of the strategies that we see used, and we've used it ourselves in property purchases, is instead of hiring a property inspector, which may not have high quality knowledge of every part of a home construction, hire 2 or 3 specific trades contractors. For example, call an electrician, have them come look at the house. You may have to pay their hourly rate to have them come look at the electrical for an hour, hire a plumber for an hour. In some cases, the cost to hire 2 or 3 specialized contractors is less than what a home inspector would charge. Because a home inspector is going to try to look at everything, and they might spend 4 or 5 hours on a house and charge you $500 or $600. You may be able to have an electrician come out, pay him an hourly rate of, let's say, $100, have a plumbing contractor come out, pay their hourly rate of $100, $150, having a roofer come out. Some types of contractors may even do it without cost, with the hope of getting the work if they find something. It's actually good if they find more things than a home inspector would, because that'll help you with your negotiations. Whether you have it in your contract as a contingency or not, having an inspection done will give you an idea of what the house needs. One of the things you can also do is, as part of the pre-purchase viewing of the house, just like a showing, is to not make the inspections part of a contract, but do the inspections before you do a contract, if you can arrange that. Have your showing, look at the house, make sure it's what you want, and then do a second showing and bring your contractors with you, and they can all do it simultaneously. Even if it takes an hour, if they're doing it all at the same time, that might be a way to protect yourself from getting a house that has serious defects before you get into it. Even a general contractor, in many cases, is going to have more knowledge about the multiple systems of a house prior to, or other than an inspector. If you do hire a home inspector, ask what their experience is. Are they a licensed contractor? Do they have experience? Or do they just, a lot of home inspectors used to be a realtor. They become home inspectors. So you have an alternative to a home inspector who may not have the credentials or experience or knowledge that a specific contractor of a trade or a general contractor might have, to look at a house and see what's wrong with it, to see what the defects might be, and you can decide to go forward. If you find that it needs $10,000 worth of work, but it's still worth doing, that's fine, but at least you'll know, and you'll know if there's any other potential defects that could be deal breakers. For example, structural defects in a roof or in framing, or even erosion defects. If you live near the beach where it's eroding the house, you could find that out, where a general contractor is much more likely to be able to pick up on those things than a home inspector, who may not have the knowledge of all the different systems in a house and all the different things such as grading or water intrusion or other defects that can really pop up later, and find out that there's big expenses needed to keep that property intact.